do, 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 do math. Everybody do math. Do, 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 do math. With fractions. One step equation with the fractions. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Good luck.
All right, welcome back to YouTube with Lubowski. Today in our video, we will be focusing on one-step equations, fractions. If you have not watched the videos for one-step equations for integers and decimals, you may want to start there. So we are going to move on with fractions, though, if you've seen those already, and we're going to do the same steps that we've done. So if you have one-step equations, you're going to start by looking at the variable and where it's at. My a and number 1 is what I'm focused on. So I'm going to try and get rid of this positive 3/4 and move it to the other side. I can't just make it disappear. And if, like we've mentioned in other videos, my muscle man wants to do an even workout on both sides. So what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So taking a look at this, positive 3/4, I want to move that away from the a. So I'm going to actually subtract 3/4 from that side, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other as well. So I'm going to subtract 3/4 from the other side. Now I didn't touch my a, so my a can drop down to my next level. And if I do negative 1/4, take away 3/4, that gives me negative 4/4, which is equal to negative 1. Number 2, we've got our variable is c. Something is being subtracted from it, so we're going to do the opposite on that. We're going to add 2/7 to both sides. And just a little bit of a reminder here, if you are not using a calculator, if you have the same denominator, which in this case is 7, you're going to add the numerators together. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and we keep the denominator as 7. That turns into a mixed number of 1 3/7. Sorry, my screen's going a little crazy today. There we go. All right. Now again, reminder that G is on the right-hand side, but that is okay. We don't have to rewrite it. That would be an extra step. You can if you'd like. Just make sure that you flip everything from the right to the left and everything from the left to the right. That kind of works similar to a addition sign. All right. So there's our road or our muscle man. I'm going to isolate G, that's minus 6/5, so I'm going to add 6/5 to both sides. Because what I do on one side of the equation to keep it balanced, I have to do it to the other because I'm moving that across the equal sign to the other side. That simplifies to 0. And then again, we've got the denominator of 5. So I'm going to do 7 plus 6 is 13, and I'm going to keep my denominator. That is equal to my G, so I can turn that into a mixed number. 5 goes into 13 2 times with 3 left over out of the 5. So my final answer could be the improper fraction or the mixed number, depending on what your teacher asked for. You may even need to turn it into a decimal. Who knows? All right, I want to isolate K, so I'm going to subtract 1/3 from both sides. Subtraction works the same way as addition. If they have common denominators, all you have to do is subtract the numerators. So 2 take away 1 is 1. Keep my denominator as 3. And my final answer is K equals 1/3. And don't forget, if you're using your calculator, if your teacher hasn't taught you and you have one of the TI-30X's like my students use, we are actually going to type it in our calculator by typing this part in, where we do 2, we use the fraction key, which is the A, B over C button towards the middle of your calculator, and then we put 3. So this is my 2/3. That's the same as writing 2/3. Then we're going to hit the subtraction button, and we're going to do the same thing with 1/3. 1, fraction key, 3. And again, that's the ABC button that you're using. I call it the fraction key because that creates the fraction. that little L shape or that half a square that's separating the numerator from the denominator. And once you hit enter, you should end up getting 1/3. It'll always give you the most simplified answer, which is why a calculator can be a great resource. I want you to go ahead and finish up questions 5 through 10, and then you can check your answers with me. And don't forget, if you get stuck and you're feeling like you're struggling with this and that the video, the 4 example problems weren't enough, I want you to make sure that you talk to whatever teacher or maybe a classmate can help clarify that for you. So go ahead and hit pause, and then you can check your answers versus mine when you're done. All right, here we go. Here are the answers for questions 5 through 10. Question number 5, m equals 2/3. Make sure you reduce it. Always put it in simplest terms. Number 6, p equals 6. Number 7, r equals -2/9. Number 8, t equals 1. Number 9, v equals -4/3 or -1 1/3, depending on what you're being asked to write your answer in, mixed number or an improper fraction. Typically, it's going to be that mixed number. Number 10, x equals 3/4. Hope you knocked it out of the park. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask me if I'm your teacher, or ask somebody that will be able to explain it to you and maybe find some mistakes and learn from them. Mistakes are proof you're trying.
I'm going to be really honest with you. This is how I made it through today's Oh Hi Nyack video. I just sat by the fire and made all of the math videos, and it was wonderful. Wasn't it, Nyack? Nyack? Hey, math videos? Wonderful? Have a good day. I hope you enjoy watching. No? Not good enough?